Welcome to MojoPlays. To kick off the launch of our brand new channel, check out some of our favorite videos from WatchMojo's huge library of gaming content. Then, click on the link in the description below to head over to our Suggest page and vote on how you would have ranked this list.
You can't always judge a video game by its box art.
Well, I think that's everything.
We did it, hun. We're really moved in.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video games that defied expectations.
Okay, it's game time.
For this list, we're taking a look at video games that were faced with low expectations prior to their release, whether it was because of a ridiculous concept, prior games, or fan backlash. But instead of disappointing us, they ended up being remarkable titles against all odds.
Since you've made it this far, let me show you what I've cooked up.
Number 10, Spec Ops: The Line.
Now, the official story's still hazy, but what happened next? All we know for sure is that the storms got worse. Much worse.
In an industry where modern-day military shooters are usually seen as overtly patriotic linear action games with a goal to stop terrorists because they're not American, Spec Ops seemed like yet another generic shooter trying to cash in on Call of Duty's popularity.
Colonel, please.
I don't know if I told you that.
What's going on here?
Survival, Captain. Plain and simple.
That idea was only strengthened by its launch trailer, as well as previous entries that followed the same formula. What we actually got was a disturbing, in-depth look into insanity, where the line between good and bad was so distorted that, in your desire to become a hero, you end up becoming a monster.
Fine, set it up.
You're kidding, right? That's white phosphorus.
Yeah, I know what it is.
You've seen what this shit does. You know we
Might
can't
not have a
use it.
choice, Hugo.
There's always a choice.
No, there's really not.
Number 9, Alien Isolation.
Ah, Ripley.
Samuels, did you wake up early?
Well, I don't really need as much sleep as the rest of you.
When Aliens Colonial Marines alienated gamers with its lousy gameplay, graphics, and near-broken AI, people weren't too optimistic about Alien Isolation the following year, especially given the track record of most movie-based games. This follow-up took many by surprise, and that's largely because it returned to the tradition of Ridley Scott's 1979 sci-fi classic.
My name's Ripley, Amanda Ripley. I need your help.
Please take a seat. Someone will be with you shortly.
Just as the original Alien focused on suspense and horror over action, Alien Isolation was all about stealth and survival. It really feels like you're in the shoes of Ellen Ripley's daughter Amanda, making the experience more intense, frightening, and claustrophobic.
I know why you're working in the region where she went missing.
Number 8, Resident Evil 4.
You are a long way from home, cowboy. You have my sympathies.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice.
Resident Evil 4 was in development hell 4 years and underwent numerous changes. Because of this, hype slowly died out, and longtime fans especially lost interest when they heard zombies would be removed from the equation.
Freeze!
When it finally came out, however, players were shocked to find this wasn't only the best Resident Evil game yet, but also one of the greatest games of all time. Aside from revolutionizing the over-the-shoulder perspective, Resident Evil 4 enthralled gamers with its menacing environments, compelling third-person shooting, and a genuine sense of dread.
What are we gonna do, Leon?
Hate to say it, but we're sandwiched all right. Quick, in that cabin!
Number 7, Guitar Hero. A controller is all you really need to play a video game. Alas, video game developers have tried to shove numerous experimental accessories down our throats over the years, from the Power Glove to the Power Pad. As a result, Guitar Hero looked like just another gimmick destined to flop. nobody could have predicted it would become one of the most successful music rhythm games ever. Having extreme crossover appeal with die-hard gamers and non-gamers alike, Guitar Hero evolved into an electrifying franchise with immortal music and pioneering gaming mechanics. Number 6. GoldenEye 007. Here's yet another case of a video game based on a movie that made us nervous before its release. However, every once in a while we get a movie game that triumphs over the odds. GoldenEye ended up being one of these rare exceptions, which is especially surprising considering it came out 2 years late. Yet gamers remain captivated by this game's awesome appeal to this date. As it moved the FPS genre forward with perfect gameplay, rich level design, and a multiplayer component that was surprisingly added at the last minute. This is why you held on to your old N64 and still play it in your dorm room today. Number 5. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Talk about judging a game based on appearance alone. There was a huge outcry when people saw that Zelda would be going the cel-shaded route. The fact that earlier tech demos suggested a darker, more realistic approach only made this turnaround more disappointing. Once gamers actually popped Wind Waker into their GameCube, though, they realized it still epitomized everything we love about Zelda, with unparalleled adventure, locations, and lore. Plus, after getting past the stylistic change, you'll find that this is truly one of the most beautiful-looking games. And it still looks far better than any other 3D Zelda game to date. Number 4. The Sims. It isn't shocking that people raised their eyebrows after hearing about The Sims. Although everyone was pleading for a new Sim City, we instead got a game where you essentially just play house. Going from building a whole city to living in a suburb sounded like the biggest step backwards one could take. The Sims was ahead of its time, however, as gamers became engrossed by their virtual second lives. It demonstrated just how invested we can become in a video game world, even if that world is a simple household. Number 3. Kingdom Hearts.
You're stupid! Sooner or later they'll swallow your heart!
This one writes itself. The pairing of Disney and Final Fantasy characters may sound as random as it gets, but Kingdom Hearts amounted to one of Square Enix's most beloved franchises nevertheless.
Well, where are Donald and Goofy?
Are they that important to you? More important than old friends?
As the immensely likable Sora, this wonderful RPG truly made the gamer feel like they were exploring Halloween Town, Agrabah, and other worlds inspired by Disney classics. A familiar face waits around every corner, and you can't wait to see who will pop up next.
Legend has it that whoever holds the lamp can summon...
Please, kid, leave the intros to a professional! The one and only Genie of the Lamp!
With incredible voice acting, addictive gameplay, and a touching story, this gaming experience will stay in your heart forever.
I guess I could give that a try.
Number 2. Metroid Prime. Gamers may know what they want, but they don't always know what's best for them. Case in point, Metroid Prime. After the greatness of Super Metroid and other titles in the acclaimed side-scrolling series, fans were appalled to learn that this new adventure would be a first-person shooter instead. The fact that a then unknown American developer was helming the game didn't bode well either. Oh, how wrong we were. Atmospheric, chilling, and isolating, Metroid Prime distinguished itself as one of the franchise's most involving entries and put Retro Studios on the map. Maybe history might repeat itself with Metroid Prime Federation Force? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise us, that's for sure. Before we get to our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Welcome to the kingdom of Koopa Keep. Our weapon shop here is tended by Clyde, a level 14 warrior. Here you can see our massive stables, overseen by the level 9 ranger, Scott Malkinson, who has the power of diabetes.
Just take the gun.
Inmate on the shit! Gun!
We're already out of sight. Where the hell are you guys? Yeah, we're on our way, boss. Be there in a minute. You seen that vidlog of the marker that's going around? Looks just like the one back on Earth. Just like the one the unitologist claimed is back on Earth, you mean?
Number 1. Batman Arkham Asylum.
Welcome to the madhouse, Batman! I set a trap, and you sprang it gloriously!
While Batman had fared better on the video game front than Superman, it still seemed unlikely that we were ever going to get an amazing game centered on the Caped Crusader.
Nicely done, Bats! You deserve a prize!
Rocksteady Studio, whom just like Retro Studios was an unknown developer at the time, didn't just settle for making another half-assed licensed game with Batman Arkham Asylum, though. They went all out with a haunting environment, masterful controls, epic boss battles, inventive gadgets, and iconic voice actors from the exceptional Batman the Animated Series.
Hang on. These notes aren't complete. The formula is missing. That must be the secret Dr. Young is hiding. If Joker gets his hands on this, he will create an army of 1,000 Banes.
The result was the superhero game people had been waiting for, setting a whole new standard not only for superhero games, but for many other action games to come.
Hey, Sharpie. Love what you've done with the place.
Do you agree with our list?
You performed admirably under the circumstances.
What video game surpassed your expectations?
Today's winner is Aladdin! Congratulations!
For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Now that's funny!
Thanks for watching Mojo Plays. Be sure to subscribe and click on the link in the description below to check out our suggestion page and vote on what content you'd like to see us cover next.